Everyone has been asking for this. Jordan Travis has been revealed to finally be getting underway after a very long time out with an injury that was also impacted by the former Jets regime in a shocking report. And we are going to break all of this down and the Jets' plans for Jordan Travis moving forwards. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. If you're part of that 76% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, this is the place to be for daily New York Jets updates, especially with the offseason coming. We have so many videos for you guys. You guys don't want to miss out. We're also going to start working on a bunch of other stuff that you guys make sure to stay tuned for, but let's jump into this. Matt, Jordan Travis is reportedly gearing up to coming back, but on top of that, there was also a shocking report that the New York Jets are actually to blame for Jordan Travis not practicing all season, as it has been revealed that according to Rich Cimini, who spoke with Jordan Travis's agent, the Jets tried to rush him. It was too fast, there was pressure on the coaching staff, and they tried to get him going sooner than the timeline really was. That caused the setback, and we had to shut him down completely. So obviously not at all what you want to hear if you are a New York Jets fan, that the team is to blame for the lack of Jordan Travis this season, and this falls on a few different people, and the coaching staff is also to blame. Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich, they were the two head coaches this season after Saleh got fired, and everyone in the Jets organization essentially tried to rush Jordan Travis to get back earlier than he was able to, and that caused setbacks and problems, and he started dealing with swelling in that left ankle. That obviously led to him having to miss more time. The ankle that was surgically repaired after he fractured it and tore multiple ligaments. It's been a long road to recovery for Travis, and it got pushed back because the Jets tried to make him do too much too fast, and that caused more irritation and swelling that kept him out and made him unable to do a lot of impact drills. And now we will finally start to see the fifth-round quarterback. The Jets fans will not stop talking about Jordan Travis be allowed to practice once again.
Yeah, so it does. I mean, obviously, you don't want to rush anyone back from an injury because the New York Jets were obviously not competing at the level that we thought they were going to last season. So it doesn't really make sense. It may not make sense to a lot of people why they were trying to rush Jordan Travis back, but that was definitely a move to try to desperately save the jobs of Jeff Ulbrich and GM Joe Douglas. They drafted him, or Ulbrich didn't, but Joe Douglas drafted Jordan Travis, took a very high risk in the fifth round selecting a player who we knew had a long road to recovery. But Joe Douglas knew if Jordan Travis came in late in that season and showed sparks, it would have saved his job in the long run. So maybe that was one of the reasons why they rushed him back. I don't understand why the New York Jets seem to make these obvious mistakes just time after time. We know don't fire the coach 5 games into the season. That seems obvious. It seems obvious you don't rush a player back from a catastrophic injury like this, you don't play him or make him play until he's really ready to play. So that's very frustrating to see that the New York Jets were doing this. But let's focus on the positive that this report has to offer. We are getting another option at quarterback going into the 2025 season. Everyone wants to know who the New York Jets quarterback is going to be at this moment. Sunday, March 2nd, it looks like it is going to be a quarterback competition between Jordan Travis and veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor. We expect Tyrod Taylor to win this battle because he's the guy who has the experience. He's the guy who has started for multiple seasons in the league, and he's not in his what is pretty much going to amount to a rookie season for Jordan Travis. We would love to see what Jordan Travis has. Of course, if the guys are neck and neck, it makes more sense for the Jets to go with the younger guy because he is the guy who could potentially be the long-term answer for the Jets if he turns out to be good. If Tyrod Taylor turns out to be good this season, what does that really give you? You would only get a couple of years of a good quarterback. And when it comes to Tyrod Taylor, we have a very good idea what his career is in the NFL. We know he's a career backup. He's not going to suddenly blossom into a quality starting quarterback this late into his career. So Jordan Travis is the guy that Jets fans want to see with good reason. That reason being they want to finally have a long-term quarterback who we can be proud of. And you may not be high on Jordan Travis. We're certainly not very high on Jordan Travis, but he is an opportunity that the New York Jets have to at least take a chance on so they can truly find out what they have in this prospect.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, if you don't end up drafting a quarterback in this draft at all, like whether, I'm not saying first round, second round even, but like they're projected to take a quarterback sometime on day 2. Let's say they don't. Let's say they don't take a quarterback at all with any of their picks. There's no reason to not play Jordan Travis. Like, yeah, he probably won't work out, but we know what's going to happen with Tyrod Taylor. And I'd be fine with Tyrod Taylor starting the first half of the season while Jordan Travis still ramps things up. Obviously, he spent a lot of time out with that injury, very gruesome leg injury that he suffered, so it does take a while. And for his career at college, he was in college for 6 years because the COVID year gave him an exemption and let him play a year longer. So after 6 years in college, 1 with Louisville, 5 with Florida State. Obviously didn't start from his first Florida State year as a freshman. But by the end of it, the final 2 years of his college career, had the best QB rating in the ACC. On top of that, led in also average yards per attempt and yards per attempt as well, and just was 5th in the Heisman voting. So there was a lot to like about Jordan Travis when he played for the Seminoles, but it's now you take a look at things and you see where everything's at. 6 years in college is never a great sign for a quarterback in the NFL. And on top of that, you look at what Jordan Travis is. He's a 5th-round quarterback, and he probably wouldn't have been picked in the 5th round had he not gotten injured. So there's that hope that maybe he fell, mainly because teams didn't want to wait a year on a day 2 quarterback anyway. But it will be interesting to see how he comes back from this injury. And I'd imagine that if the New York Jets do not draft a quarterback, then Travis will get some burn. So it fully just depends on if the Jets are going to draft a quarterback or not, whether we're going to see Jordan Travis play or not.
So if they draft a quarterback, Jordan Travis would get an opportunity to compete with that new quarterback in training camp. But like we said in previous videos, it's not going to be a fair chance. If Jordan Travis and let's say we draft Kyle McCord in the 5th round, if they are neck and neck, Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are going to put their player in the game because they drafted Kyle McCord. They drafted whoever they're going to draft this year, and they're going to want their guy to be the quarterback for the Jets, not the guy that someone else drafted. So Jordan Travis is not going to have a fair shake. His the pathway to relevancy for him is going to be that one-on-one battle between him and Tyrod Taylor because he has that little bit of edge with being younger. That's the one quarterback battle where he actually has the advantage. If he wouldn't have to beat out Tyrod Taylor, because if they are neck and neck, he would get the nod over Tyrod Taylor. So that's what he's looking for. That's what Jets fans who want to see Jordan Travis are looking for. That's what I think it is. I think it's pretty likely we get that. At least, actually, I guess, it's probably based on the reports we're seeing, it's actually probably like a 40% chance that that's what we're looking at. We're going to have to see. It all depends on, like you said, it all depends on the draft, what they do. Are they going to take a quarterback or not, and how good is that quarterback, and how rusty is Jordan Travis going to be? He hasn't played in a long time. It's been over a year. Didn't play with the Jets. Obviously didn't finish out the season with Florida State, but he did look really good. Of course, leading Florida State to an undefeated record until he went out. I think it was either 9-0 or 10-0 by the time he went out. So very impressive stuff that final season for Jordan Travis.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think all of it, just as we said, there's a very good chance. It's very, very likely or very possible that they will take a quarterback. And then as long as they just can tie Travis is not getting the nod. I imagine regardless, Tyrod Taylor is going to be starting the first few weeks for the Jets. They like him. Clearly they want stability at the position. It makes the most sense right now. Like, clearly the players, everyone likes him. He's just likable. And if you do, let's say they do draft a quarterback in the 3rd round, or just in day 2 in a general sense, or even day 3, they're probably not going to start him week 1. They're probably just going to start Tyrod Taylor and let these guys kind of slowly be built up, as they're likely not the long-term answer at quarterback. It's more of a shot in the dark that you'll take later on in the season as time goes on, and they can kind of understand everything more and get a little more warmed up. That's what would make sense in my mind. That's what I expect would happen. But it does beg the question, kind of, what are the Jets going to do in regards with, getting a younger quarterback weapons? Because you have Garrett Wilson, and outside of that, it's pretty thin. So it's also that comes to mind. The Jets likely won't be a winning team this season. So none of these guys are going to be set up for instant success. Or maybe they will. Maybe it'll work out a lot better than we're thinking.
Certainly, we have, Brees Hall is, I would consider a weapon, although not like a passing game weapon,
True.
which
Not
is
enough
what
for
you were
sure.
thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you didn't forget about him. That's just now you were thinking of tight ends and receivers.
Yes.
Definitely, absolutely barren. We got to find another. We need to sign Garrett Wilson first of all, then find more wide receivers. The number one plan for the New York Jets right now is to find that long-term quarterback. In our opinion, that guy is not in this draft. He's not in free agency. He's not in the trade market. So we're gonna have to go to the draft next year. So we can't fill that hole right now. But what we can do is we can put together an offense that is going to make it as easy as possible for that next quarterback when they come in. So the moves for the Jets right now has to be build out the best group of pass catchers possible and put together the best offensive line that they possibly can. Olu, Simpson, Titman, AVT, and player X at right tackle. That's a pretty solid offensive line. Garrett Wilson and Malachi Corley, Xavier Gibson, that's not going to cut it. Definitely got to find some wide receivers and a tight end, either in free agency or this very strong tight end class in the draft. We got to find some guys to help out whoever that next quarterback is.
Absolutely. And guys, let us know who you want that to be. Let us know who you want to be the quarterback next season. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets. It didn't stop recording, Matt. It's all your fault.